There's the great mother oak. She's beautiful. Here's some logs from local trees. We're using them as low walls. These are trees that we have planted slowly over time. We've been here for 13 or more years already. Starting in 2012. So we've added some trees, but most of the trees were already here. Okay. We'll walk into a sunny meadow garden. It has a path going through it from south to north from where we are. And then we made another path. I'll show it to you. These are some new trees that this new tree we planted is one. And that one over there came from a seed. And this one we planted, it's a Fuji apple. And the apples from our garden are so much better than, because they're fresh and they're grown, you know, picked and eaten fresh and full of the garden nutrients. If you think about all the soil, minerals, and decomposing things, everything, even soil is decomposing body parts, right? So yes, it's very fun. And we have a pathway right here. We're standing at a four-corner path. So we're looking towards the east and we feel the sun on our back. And this way we're looking towards the west and we can see the sunlight shining. And we can see little green orbs in the video. And then we can keep going on our path. So this was the four-corner path here. It used to be a fenced-in garden, and then but that was when we had a coyote. And when the coyote couldn't get in the fenced-in garden, all the other animals came and got into the fenced-in garden. And I realized it's better to not put up a fence, but have a coyote or two around. They're helpful little dogs, and they're wild and they live on their own. They're just like wild dogs. But anyways, so I took down the fence because the coyote was taking care of the balancing the population of gophers, and even sometimes the coyote would eat some grasshopper right out of the air, and it would pick up fruit. If there's any fruit that fell on the ground, it would pick it up. Well, I wouldn't see it do this because it would do it in the middle of the night, but it would pick up the fruit that was on the ground and it would eat all the good fruit part off of it and then leave the pit right there. So that was actually really nice. I loved it that it does that, because then it gets to eat that food, and at the same time, you know, its poop is doing good in the garden, and everything feels very unified. And in my system of teaching, I say everything is needed. So I think of it more as a balance of how much you want of each thing. Like for the different trees, how many of this tree do I want? How many of that tree? And then a lot of the trees were already here when I got here, and a lot of the trees come in wild. So I add some trees and other trees come wild, and it's mostly, I think, from the birds planting. So I have a yucca tree here that's getting tall and grew wild. I have lots of wild things. So the fun part for me has been learning to identify the different plants that grow wild in our area, and finding out that we have mustard and edible mallow and castor beans, and the list goes on. Of course, wild lettuce. So wild lettuce, the pain reliever. And in our parks and grassy areas, we always find this beautiful, what they call weed, but it's not a weed, but it grows wild. It's broadleaf plantain, and it can fix a cut on your finger. If you get a cut, you can take a leaf and just wrap it around your finger and hold it on there. And it's been known for a long time. So I like to tell people about it because it's very useful, and you find it almost in every park. So that's fun. And then we have stinging nettle over here, which is, it grows wild. And when I first saw it, I thought it was a weed. Once again, it's not a weed. It's really a valuable plant. And then let's see, these pecan trees are so huge and beautiful. And I believe the birds, the crows probably, or some birds plant these trees, the pecans, and they probably planted these trees a long, long time ago. And that's a theory, but I know for sure that the second tree is a seedling of the first tree because it's much, much younger. So that's and nobody was around here that was doing any gardening for a long time after the original gardener died quite a while back. So anyways, those pecans, they plant themselves. The Mexican fan palms plant themselves. Pine trees plant themselves. Pomegranates plant themselves. Figs. Everything plants itself by its seeds. And a lot of things like geraniums, we can just break off a piece of geranium. If it's too big like this, and then we can put the stem of the geranium into the soil, and it will grow roots under the soil and leaves above the soil, because it's intelligent. It knows that the part of it that's under the soil should grow roots. It's amazing. And then everything tastes different and good, like blackberries. They have a dark purple juice that's nice and pleasant, and they have a big seed inside of every little cell. So when you eat blackberries, you also get like seeds in your diet and the skin. So it's good. I like it for a snack. It's really good. People love it. And let's see, we have potatoes growing down here by the fence line. I tried to plant some dragon fruit down here, but it hasn't been happy yet. I might try again, or maybe try something else. Then we have lots and lots of figs, which are beautiful. This fig tree here was in somebody's backyard, townhome, in a pot, and she had to move away, and so she was looking for a place for it, and it just so happened that across the street from her lives our family member, and so they said, maybe you could put it in the food forest. And so the lady said, yes, that would be great. And so she gave us 4 trees, and this is one of them. This is a striped fig. So I planted it high because our soil is kind of clay, and more soil will slope down on it, and I don't want it to get buried down low. Like, see, sometimes when I plant trees, they get lower, and I think that might be from disturbing the soil too much when I plant them. So I'm learning about that. So in this case, I planted this one high to see if that will be better and it won't make it fall into a dip. I'm just learning. Oh, and right here is one of our ABS pipe watering holes where we take like a 1 or 2 foot piece of pipe, maybe diameter 3 inches or 2 inches or even 1 inch. If you have a little garden, you can put a little piece of that pipe in the ground, about 1 foot of the pipe, put it in vertically into the ground, and then you can use your hose and water into that pipe, and it will go down deeper into the ground really fast. Because we used to find that a lot of times if we watered just on the soil surface would dry or would absorb all the water, and you could water for a long time and it wouldn't penetrate the soil deeply. So this is one of the old tricks that we remembered that they used to use in Orange County with all the fancy landscapers. They would put a pipe next to a tree when they plant it, and then they would put some like fertilizer and water in that pipe anytime they wanted to give it a deep watering. So that's fun. And let's see, we have goji berries. So, did I say jujubes? Jujubes here. Let me tell you the names. Jujubes. This one. They're like a Chinese fruit, and they're kind of like a little apple, and then they turn soft like a date. And then we have a pink pomegranate here. And some more figs. That's a brown turkey fig, it's called. And then a green fig. And we have some almonds. And we have some lovely, valuable volunteer plants here. This is called coyote bush, and it grows naturally here. It's a great little pioneer plant. Yucca grows wild here. Yeah, so that's about the main highlights of the food forest pecans. The macadamias are in the front. We got plums, apricots, nectarines. I nearly killed this nectarine tree, I think, by planting too many amendments into its hole, and it eventually, the amendments shrunk and it went down farther into the soil. But I dug a channel to release the water, and now it feeds another place over there with another hole on that side, so they're sharing the water. So it seems to be okay. It's not as vigorous as it was before, but it might survive. And yeah, white citrus. Blackberries growing on a trellis. It's very beautiful. And the oak tree is the most beautiful of all because of her age and her wisdom and her guardianship over all of us. And at the medicine wheel, we like to speak the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, and of course, aloha and bula. And here's where I use my heart to feel aloha and spread it around the world. Can you hear the birds? So, thank you for asking to watch this video. And at the medicine wheel, I also have named friends here. There's based on the Sophia Code book, and also, of course, Jesus and Mary's, the Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, and that beautiful clan of the Essenes, and all the sky grandmothers and all the sky grandmothers of love and wisdom that are here with us right now. From the past and the present and the future, as we now send a toroidal energy field of aloha, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. And we now see our world happy, laughing, singing, dancing, playing instruments, while fountains of bubbly, clean, healthy waters flow from the earth. Beautiful food forested gardens grow for all life. As we send aloha to all, we are all.